My name is Tequila Johnson. I am the co-founder and co-executive director of the Equity Alliance.
My name is Odessa Kelly. I am the executive director for Stand-Up Nashville.
Equity Alliance is a nonprofit organization founded by 5 Black women. We are a statewide organization whose mission is using our voting power in the fight for social justice and economic equality.
We're a leader in progressive governance, and by that what I mean is we mix grassroots organizing with strategic planning with policy. We try to make all those things come together so that we can build an equitable community for all of us to live in.
You know, living in the inner city my entire life, I realized that the social ills that I saw happening in my community were happening because people who were making the decisions did not necessarily reflect our community. So we realized that we needed to build power, not just from a state or local or federal government level, but from the communities that were directly being impacted by some of those policies.
If you're thinking about what happened in North Nashville, right, you have to go back several years. They drove an interstate right through the middle of the epicenter of the Black community here in Nashville, right? That's Highway 65, Highway 40, all of them. They just drove them right through. They started in North Nashville. That broke up communities, that broke up businesses, it broke up homes and how people identified. When we see home, we have a certain vision of and how we identify ourselves in it. Well, when you make that unstable, i.e. gentrification, how those things happen, you make a whole community unstable. And that goes from top bottom. And that is from an economic standpoint all the way to a social standpoint and how they feel when they identify themselves within the city.
The Equity Alliance is unapologetically fighting for Black and brown communities. We know that, yes, we've always had a race issue, but what we've seen over the last few decades in America is class has become an even bigger issue. And so right there, at that point, that intersection of race and class is where the Equity Alliance and Sons work exists collaboratively.
As a city, we say we're diverse and that we have all these standards and morals, yet they don't show up in the place where we need them to show up. That is in essence do better. So what has happened is that every campaign that we've run under that has that motto and that mission built into it. We did the Don't Sell Out North. So we had a tornado come through here on March 3rd. It came through North Nashville, predominantly African-American community, right? What usually happens after a natural disaster, it exacerbates the gentrification and displacement that take place in communities, especially Black and brown communities. We won the first ever in the state of Tennessee community benefits agreement here with the Nashville soccer stadium that's coming, right? Huge thing, everyone's excited about it, right? But I would say the most meaningful win that came out of that is that had a group of kids from Napier Community Center who were graduating high school. And the kids were right outside my office talking to each other, and there were a couple of kids that's like, I ain't going to college, like I'll figure it out, I don't know what I'm gonna do. And the other kids was like, bro, we just got that CBA, you can go do some workforce development. That is winning. Everything that we did was worth me hearing that one conversation.
For me, the biggest thing about founding the Equity Alliance, the biggest win, was finding my purpose, was finding what I was put on this earth to do. Getting up and doing what I needed to do to make the organization grow felt like what I was supposed to be doing. It wasn't forced. I mean, we have registered over 250,000 people to vote, which I guess that's a big win too.